Sup dudes, Skinner here, and I thought I would give my mid-league update because I didn't record anything for a while. About 3 or so weeks ago I had injured my shoulder, and then I was just really busy, and I just didn't feel in the mood to record basically. So I just want to give a quick update. I had been doing my dominating blow build and on champion, right, which was this awesome build, super fun mapper, very enjoyable. I crafted this 841 PDPS maul with the minion mod, and something like nice stats, frenzy charge on kill, some mana leech that let me drop like a mana potion and all that kind of stuff like that. But the fact of the matter was, it wasn't good at killing like pinnacle bosses because you'd have to like ramp up, which is annoying. But you have to like ramp up to get your boys, and so that on ramp time you can make mistakes and die and stuff. So, and that was about a week into the league. So what did I do? I went and I made the Totem Explode build because Totem Explode was the thing that was coming around, right? And basically, you just can become invincible as Jug, and so I did that. You use the Divine Flesh, right? You use the 10% of armor also applies to chaos from hits, and then you're a Jug, so you have the armor applies to elemental hits. I had 118,000 armor, so I was running around mapping and just basically invincible. Would throw out these, they'd explode. I was full fire convert with Asenath for more conversion, Herald of Ash, and all the usual stuff. So it cleared well, and it could do all the bosses. But it was kind of boring. I mean, kind of trivialized everything. And I'd never made a bow build, so I was like, shit, dude, this is the league. I'm gonna try out a bow build. And I wanted to play a physical bow build because, well, everyone's playing like lightning arrow and these elite bows, and I've never made a bow build. I'm like, fuck it, dude, I'm gonna make a phys bow build. Well, I did some math, and Slayer, this guy right here, did more damage for an impale split arrow build than every other ascendancy. It outperformed Deadeye and Pathfinder. Pathfinder obviously had incredible, survivability with its flasks and everything. Crafted a nice bow. This is 749 PDPS. And then it has the Herald of Purity mod for the 90% increase Herald of Purity buff effect. Got 2 Circle of Guilts with another 40 and 42 buff effect. So we're talking about 172% increased Herald of Purity buff effect with 13% more phys damage. This still only gives 40% damage to the build. How much damage does the build do? 10 mil. So we're just going to hop into a map. I'm just going to go kill shit. And show you what the fuck I'm talking about with this fucking build. Because I was kind of surprised that everyone is just playing like Ellie bows, because you can do all the Mana Forge shenanigans with phys bows as well. And so like I'm using Mana Forge with Puncture and Ensnaring Arrow as a 6th link with words. With full impale, right? On them as well, and their base damage is so high, like they're doing like over 3 mil DPS with the puncture and an ensnaring arrow that is automated and auto-targeting in the 6th link in the bow itself. And then the split arrow obviously is doing the other like 6 mil DPS. And this build just fucks, dude. I'm just gonna blast through the map and just so I can demonstrate it, right? I don't even need my other hand to play this build. Basically everything is dead as soon as it's on the screen. It's it's just kind of silly how fucking absurd this fucking build is, dude. I mean, if I want a map farmer that doesn't have any screen clutter because split arrow is fucking invisible, this build is just fucking insane. I mean, it's so good, dude. And so if you're probably asking, well, how the fuck are you getting 10 mil fucking split arrow as a goddamn Slayer? And how is that doing more damage than if you're a champion, if you're doing impale? Well, the only node you want on champion for impale is Master of Metal, right? And so I just sniped that for, you know, it totaled only 5 divines to get the impale node. And the only reason that one is so good is that you have the 36 to 72 phys damage added because you get an additional impale on the targets. Now this does add up to like over a mil DPS, but like really I was fine when I didn't have it because this build just fucks, dude. I mean, it's it's so good. Yeah, so I have 9 frenzy charges and then 9 brutal charges. Let me just explain how this build works. So the reason why we're Slayer, like, is that you'd think, well, it's just the melee build, dude. It does melee things, but if you actually look at this stuff, right, there's attack damage, attack speed, more damage, conditional on whether you're, you know, fighting a single thing or a clearing. But you get more damage, can't take reflect phys, so you can just blast maps. You don't have to worry about any reflect. Attack speed and damage. And then it's just 20% cull and increased attack and move speed. So it just makes you better at mapping. You're just faster, right? And you just have cull, which is a huge damage multiplier. You don't need to get crit on your weapon because you just have base 8 crit. It makes crafting a bow really easy. I mean, you can just guarantee a high PDPS bow that is then going to be worth, you know, like if you sort just by PDPS, 6 link, you're talking about like an insane cost, but it doesn't cost that much. This is like, you know, 1 divine for the base or 2 divines for the base, maybe just for the fracture, and then you can just hit it with an essence, clean everything else, multi-mod, and you're done. 750 DPS. Kills out everything. You don't need to know shit about crafting. You're done, right? This isn't even the best case scenario. Like, this is actually a terrible fucking roll on the percent increase phys, but you can't re-roll it if you multi-mod, right? It's better if you just keep spamming with essences, hit T1 attack speed, and then keep recrafting your percent phys, and then you can have like 800 plus DPS on the bow. Anyway, I just have like life resists with some phys on the quiver. I have the attack crit, some life and spell suppression on the tunic. I have 97% spell suppression chance while mapping, dark ray vectors, and then, you know, Arm's Anguish, right? Because we have all of these frenzy charges, 9 frenzy charges, turned to brutal charges, which give 3% chance to deal triple damage. So it's just crazy damage. And then we're full crit while not needing all that much. We run haste, enduring cry to keep our brutal charges up all the time. We use called arms, so it's automated on our left click, and we have to take the mastery to get the minimum power, which is how we keep our endurance charges, which is our brutal charges, again, a huge source of damage, up all the time. I was using a Precursor's emblem that had endurance charge and power charge on kill, which is great for mapping. You don't need this. This is expensive, and it's not good if you want to do bosses. So, yeah, I mean, that's that, dude. It's kind of a standard. You pick up the frenzies. You want to get the large ring over here because they have like 7 notables where you get the additional arrow, 100% crit chance. You get 2 pierce. You get the other arrow. The other stuff is just nice to have. You grab life, you grab suppression, you know, you get your power charge, your frenzy charge. Put a brutal restraint up here, and you get 60% increased proj and 25% increased crit strike chance. That was 10C. And then here's the Forbidden Flesh and Forbidden Flame. This is 5 divine. You don't have it, you only drop by a mil DPS. You do like 9 mil instead of 10 mil. I, again, paid only 1 divine for this chest because it had no resists. It's attack crit with suppression, but no resists, so it was cheap. Arn's Anguish, cheap. These are probably going to run you a divine for good rolls. Dark Ray Vectors, like, what, 20C for max lightning resist. Arn's Anguish, 15, 20C for max fire resist. This is a 20C resist quiver. 150C because I wanted really high life and resists on this, and then I talismaned it for 30C because its base was shit and I hit area of effect, which sucks. Who cares, right? Yeah, so anyway, that's the fucking build. I'll do Exarch, see how it goes. This is not a bosser, but at the end of the day, it can do it just fine. Wait a minute, I actually got hit by that. I thought I was to the edge of it. But yeah, I mean, when your damage is really good, you can kind of just do whatever you want. And you're just gonna hang out. I didn't even hit any of my flasks. Alright, it's ball phase, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm just not gonna dodge the ball phase. I'm gonna log out. But you need to be in the ball phase for a little bit. Well, actually, maybe I can just dodge it if it's going to be this easy. Nah, I let it go long enough. I just don't want to deal with dodging. This is a glass cannon. If I get hit by the balls, I mean, it'll die, right? Alright. Is it going, dude? Or did I trigger the immediately second ball phase? Because he'd already phased. I mean, whatever. Whew. Jesus Christ, dude. Whatever. Disintegration. Cleansing. The fires of 1,000 suns. I guess we'll just have to deal with the ball phase, dude. I don't really want to have to die to it though. Come on, dude. Alright, can we summon the golem now? The ball phase is over. Jesus Christ, dude. It's because I've already phased him so low that it's just gonna keep popping off the ball phase. Alright, I'm just gonna log. Hopefully, I've waited long enough, dude. We're just gonna hope, dude. I don't like the Exarch mechanics on a non-tanky build. Also, because if I don't have my frenzy charges, with Dark Eye Vectors, you move slow, right? With no movement speed, dodging the ball is fucking blows, right? I'm gonna have to just die to this shit, aren't I? Fucking no move speed ball dodging. Anyway, this is not a bosser. Again, I didn't want to pretend this was a bosser. This is a fucking amazing mapper, right? I love it. I'm gonna have the POB in, so you can check it out. Cleansing. Annihilation. So, there you go. If you're better at the ball phase than me, maybe you can just dodge it. I'm upset that logging out didn't let me avoid it, where they completely restarted it. But anyway, that's the build. See if this rolled any decent. Nah, it's trash. Yeah, I fucking love this build. It's fucking great. If you're saying, hey, you should have gone Deadeye, you don't need more arrows. You don't need more clear. Split arrow is firing 12 arrows. Like 9 additional, plus the 2 on the tree. It kills everything. Like, as soon as it appears on the screen, you don't need more arrows. Like, you don't need chain. Everything is just dead. It goes plenty fast when you have 9 frenzies, and you have, you know, gain when you deal a crit on your diamond flask and your quicksilver flask. Everything else is just used when full, and it's always up. It's good, man. It just does more damage as Slayer. That's all. Yeah, GG. I'm gonna keep enjoying blasting maps and having fun, dude. I'm Skinner. Peace out.